little bit of advice for you young entrepreneurs getting into your careers is a quote that I once heard. Went something along the lines of, to try it all is to risk failing, but risk you must, because the greatest failures in life are is the person who risks nothing. The person who risks nothing has nothing, does nothing, is nothing. I think the point to that is that if you have that passion and that desire to want to start a business, it's better to risk and fail than to be a 60, 70-year-old person someday when you're kind of wrapping up your career and your life there in the business world and wishing you had tried something and having those regrets. So my advice to you would be, if you have an idea, get out there and take a shot at it.
I just say work hard, take it a step at a time to achieve your goals. It's going to take time, but stick with it. If you really want to accomplish it, you can.
Everyone has good ideas that are way better than a crepe shop. You know, they have great ideas, but they just don't act upon it. You spend money really quick. It's easy to spend money, and it's fun to spend money. So I could have been a little bit more tight with my budget.
And my advice to entrepreneurs would be to always have deadlines. If you're working on a team, have status meetings to go over those deadlines. If you're working for yourself, just have maybe a day a week where you make sure that you're on track with your goals to meet those deadlines. Otherwise, it just will not happen. And also, if you're working with a team, communication is vital. You have to be calling, emailing, make sure that you're probably not going a day without getting in touch with the other members of your team.
My advice is you better be invested and you better love it, because you're going to put in 80-hour weeks all the time. I literally put in 80-hour weeks almost, and actually I put in 80-hour weeks in only 6 days, you know, because we take Sunday off here in Utah, but you know, you put a ton of time into it.
To any entrepreneur, listen to those who have criticism for you. You need to meet a need, or there's no purpose for you to be there. If nobody thinks you're really filling a need for them, then don't continue. Then pivot. You will find that what you set out to do is not always what you do, and that's been the case with both of my businesses. Neither of them are what was originally intended. Be versatile, willing to adapt, and if everyone's telling you your idea is not very good, they may have a point. Pick other really good, creative people and build it together with someone else. And if you trust yourself too heavily, you're good at a lot of things, but you're not good at everything.
I'd say one of the hardest things initially was dealing with customers. You wouldn't think starting a small business that's going to be a big issue, but it actually was a lot bigger issue than we thought, and it took a lot more work to deal with the customers and make sure they're getting what they want and we're still able to make money. Don't be afraid to try it. Most people have a great idea, but that's where they end, and they don't actually invest any of their own money, or they don't want to take any risk. They don't want to risk their time or money to actually put effort into making their idea a possibility. So I'd just say, don't be afraid to try.
I worry about how they're feeling about their experience and what they like, and if you're doing it over a company that you don't have a passion for, you're going to be miserable. It doesn't necessarily matter, I think, what you're doing. It does matter, actually, but as long as you have that spirit, you can do anything.
You even reach out to newspapers or news stations. That's something I did. Local newspapers and newspapers in Salt Lake City thought the idea was funny, and so that allowed me to get a lot of publicity, and it's free as well. So if you have anything, any kind of quirky thing that is would attract attention with your business, you know, write to these people and say, look at this.
The best thing that I've ever done, and same with my business partner, is we activate our network. We were given that advice when we were starting out.
Did you get Walgreens?
I went out and tried to find people who knew people at Walgreens. We went to them, and they brokered us into Walgreens.
So we've talked to anyone that we can get in touch with. Our group of contacts has grown so exponentially just because we like to go and talk to people. Best thing I could say is don't be afraid to talk about your company or your product. Don't be afraid to approach somebody else. You really have to come out of your personal comfort zone.
We'd love to work with you.
I know you would, and I would too. Thanks, guys.
Thanks a bunch.
Congratulations, guys. You guys are doing a great job, man.
Thank you.